Hey YouTube, it's Shooting in Kentucky again. I wanted to come to you today, show you a little John boat modification I've done. Kind of turned it into like a miniature bass boat. But what we started with is a 2014 Tracker Topper 1542. When you buy the boat new, which I did in the spring of this year, you just get the aluminum hull. It doesn't come with nothing in it. So I went ahead and installed a rear deck and a front deck, and then just put flooring in the center console. Of course, I've also, when I purchased the boat, I went ahead and purchased a Mercury. This is an 8 horsepower, 4-stroke outboard motor. Just the tiller handle. It's pull start, nothing fancy. Pretty good motor. It'll push this boat about 18 miles an hour before the modification. Now, I've yet to get it on the water since I modified it. I just finished it up today, so we'll see what that motor will do with it. But we'll go ahead and jump right in here. We'll just show you the back deck. The back deck is constructed out of 3/4 inch plywood. It's been water sealed. And then I put this marine carpet that I picked up from Cabela's on top. What I've got here, I've got 2 stainless steel seat bases. That'll be for me and the passenger to sit on while the boat's actually in motion. And then one of those will be used with a pedestal for the passenger to fish out of if I have somebody with me. If you look here in the center of the rear bench, you'll see I've got a hatch cut out. And what this is, I'm using this for my battery compartment. My battery's going to sit right down in there. I haven't put it in yet, but I went ahead and left all that styrofoam in there from the factory that I could, just to add flotation to the boat. But that's where my battery's going to sit. It's dead center of the boat, which I think will help, you know, as far as the stability of the boat, because you want to try to get that weight low and centered. So that's kind of the object of, or that was kind of my reasoning behind putting the battery right there in the center. Close that hatch up. Moving on back here to the back, we built a kind of like a box out of 2x2s, and then we water sealed those. And then I kind of had to build a frame to get to the height that I needed for the actual rear deck. And I built that out of 1-inch aluminum tubing on top of the 2x2s. If you look here, I got a center hatch. This opens up. That's where I keep my gas tank. And of course, you still got access to your drain plug, so you can drain the boat, whatever you need to do. You can kind of see the 2x2 construction there, along with the 1-inch aluminum tubing on top back here in the back. That's real sturdy. You can stand, you know, clear back here. There's no flex or anything in this 3/4 inch plywood. It's pretty sturdy. And then if you look right here, and also on this other side of the boat, I've got 2, these are identical size, identical everything, 2 cutouts. And these are simply just storage. Might put an anchor in there. I'm not real certain what I'm going to put in there yet, but just used a nylon strap, kind of like a little pull tab, so you can open the door up. I got the 2x2s supporting it on both ends. I used 1-inch Lowe's insulation I picked up at Lowe's. That's home insulation. Just to, like I said, replace some of the styrofoam that I'd, you know, removed from the boat. So that's just storage. I won't show you the other side because it's identical. Both of these, like I said, are identical. Moving on along to the center of the boat, we just put a floor in. Underneath the floor, I've got 3 strips in between the ribs of the 1-inch insulation that you pick up from Lowe's. And then I used 1/2 inch, a little bit thinner plywood, of course water sealed and covered with carpet. I used the 1/2 inch down here because it's supported fully on the bottom by the bottom of the boat and the styrofoam. There's no gap that it's, you know, underneath of it. So I didn't feel like I needed a whole lot of support. So using that 1/2 inch instead of the 3/4 inch that I used on the decks, it's going to save me a little bit of weight. So that's all that is, just the center. Move on up to the front deck. The front deck goes from the back of the center seat all the way to the bow of the boat. And we did leave the live well in here that comes from the factory with this boat. Just took the cover. I had to pop the rivets out and take it off of the existing seat. And then I sanded it down. It was green. Sanded it down and painted this galvanized gray finish just to kind of match the theme of the boat. I haven't got my seats in yet, but they're a gray and a charcoal color. So I figured that would look good with it. And then we've got a seat mount here. That's for my pedestal and my front seat while I'm fishing. We've got a large compartment here, and the entire frame for this front deck, the frame in the center, is built out of 1-inch aluminum tubing and 1-inch aluminum angle, and it's all riveted together. Now, of course, the rivets, I didn't put those with any stress or any weight on them. I just put them in places to hold the tubing in place to where all the actual weight and stress, you know, if somebody's standing on this deck, is being exerted onto the actual tubing. I know some people will tell you not to use rivets. I can stand on this. I can jump up and down. I'm a big guy. I weigh about 250. I can stand on this front deck right in the center of my frame I built, and there's no flex. There's no nothing. I mean, it's solid as rock. And if you look here, I've got a large storage door here. That's all this is. It's just access to the underneath side of the deck. Use the same kind of nylon strap for a pull handle up here. And as you can see, if you take a look down in there, I've got my aluminum tubing. I've got right here, this is a 1-inch aluminum angle that I used as a brace all the way across. I've got 4 strips of aluminum tubing going from the front seat to the center seat. And then I've got supports, you know, up and down supports in several spots all the way from the front to the back. And like I said, it's plenty of support. It doesn't bow or flex at all. Also, if you look down in there, you'll see I used the same 1-inch insulation I picked up at Lowe's. 1 sheet, 4x8 sheet. I did this whole boat with, and I put it just about every place I could possibly put it. So that for the money I spent on it, I don't remember what it cost, but just to have that little bit of added, you know, flotation device, I guess you call it, I think it was worth it. So that turned out pretty good. And then, like I said, you can get, you know, full access. You kind of got to reach to get back in that, you know, corner over there, and but you got full access to the underneath side of this front deck. And the only reason I thought about adding another door similar to this one on that side, but as you see, my trolling motor, when it's mounted, it lays right over the top of where the door would be. So if I need to get in there and the trolling motor was in the stowed position as it is now, I wouldn't be able to get into that door. So I just decided not to put anything on that side. And also, I kind of like the clean look, you know, of just the carpet and not a lot of you know, cutouts in it. But that's what I did. And then I used 2x6s up here on the front. That's a temporary mount for my trolling motor. I'll probably be coming up with some sort of a design for a some sort of a metal, or maybe even go with a wood and just cover in carpet to make it look good, you know, universal with the rest of the boat. And that's a Minn Kota Edge 40-pound thrust, and I've never had any problems out of it yet. Foot controlled, of course. Then I've got my wires ran through the center here all the way back to my battery box. But that's my boat. Of course, it's sitting on a trailer. There's the overall picture of it. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you leave comments. Tell me what you think down in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.